Morning, everyone. We had one boat yesterday morning on the north, down by Caracas. It actually landed, which was, it's a really bad area. So I don't know what went wrong down there yesterday morning, but something obviously, because normally we try and intercept them and bring them in safely, but they actually landed on the shore. Anyway, everyone was all right at the end of the day. 4 people disappeared, and it was the UNHCR, Leon, who found them, 2 and 2 together. Fair play to him out there that time of night. It was early hours of the morning it came in, so it's dark out there, and it's a nasty place to be out there. So anyway, there was boats are still coming in. Samos, Chios. We had another boat the day before in the south, 55 people. The one yesterday morning had 15 people. Still loads and loads of crazy things going on. So anyway, I want to read you something because we have a reunion in Molivos of the volunteers. Don't get me wrong here. I think a reunion is a good thing. People have to come and put their ghosts to rest. Don't get me wrong on this one. I think it's a great idea that there should be reunions in that. But I think people should use their common sense. Because of what's happened here and everything else. I think there definitely should be a big reunion in that, but it should be put in a place where it helps big time, and that was Scarlett Communia, who's been nominated for 2 Nobel Peace Prizes and everything else, and the people there have been absolutely fantastic. If there is a reunion, that's where it should be held. Or Mytilene, because Mytilene's been absolutely fantastic as well. So I am. I'm going to read you something Philippa put on this morning. She says, I revisited a beautiful track this morning from one of my favourite unsigned bands, a track I have known for years, but listen today to it with a new set of ears and feelings. Right. And here we go. In the current climate of fear, depression and desperation of the refugees currently being held at the mercy of Europe's policies, a place where vulnerable are deported, families separated, kids detained for forcible deportation to a place they know they will die. Hunger strikes, deaths from the cold and suicide, and those left alone to die slowly in the sea. I think of the people who are still tirelessly working to save lives and to fight for the right of those who no one wants to hear. It has been a hard and helpless couple of weeks with too many lost at sea. On the flip side, I see the irony of champagne receptions for reunited volunteers in a town that won't welcome active volunteers and puts lives of refugees at risk because they don't want them anywhere near their perfect town and insist they are taken elsewhere to be rescued. A place where volunteers on watch are told to leave and intimidated, where hotels refuse bookings of volunteers. My positive thoughts and energies are directed to all those who need the power to face another day with no hope. Be strong, my friends. It's a very powerful bit. It's, as I say, it is disheartening. I mean, we've been threatened again this week. We're constantly being threatened. If I trying to run a business and they're destroying my boards and everything else out here, I've had my car tyres slit, NGOs have had their car tyres slit and everything else, and the actual hate towards the NGOs and that. And this week we've tried to be put volunteers in certain places, and we're told no. They can't do it because they get what they get from the town and everything else. And when we have the Clara Hotel, which is a fantastic place, they put women and children in, and they were attacked all day. We had the Hope Centre closed. We've had so much intimidation going on. The mayor of this town has come in on Facebook and had a go at me, and brought all the town in against me and my family. Other people in this town, a few weeks ago I listened to a 2-hour video recording, which was recorded with the knowing of the people that were recording it, and the hate there towards my family is incredible. I think we do need reunions. People need to come back. They need to put their ghosts to rest. But we need common sense here. You know, when there's something very bad happening at the moment when we have a reunion like this. And, it should be common sense. It should be give the people the money that help the refugees, and the people the money, give the money to them, and the people that have put their big Greek hearts out here, the money needs to go to them. This hate and that is constant coming out, and it's, as I say, even this week volunteers have been intimidated out on the track and been intimidated here by certain people. You know, we need to stop putting money in these people's pockets, because they're saying one thing and they're doing a completely other, and this has to stop. You know, there are things going on at the moment. Will be court cases, etc., going on, and a lot of this will come out in the open. And these people responsible for this hate, they need to be responsible for it. You know, they throw this hate out in one hand, and they want the money in the other hand. They're telling people not to put people in their hotels, in their studios, but they do it.
I just find it amazing that people could be so two-faced to welcome volunteers with this smile and everything else. And yesterday I was actually told, when I called a hotel that we've used before, that was in fact supportive in the past, have turned round and told me that we do not want volunteers, because then it will all start again. That the volunteers attract refugees, and most of them are smugglers. And if we don't have volunteers, the refugees won't come. Which is just bizarre in a town that has no idea how many boats came in the last months directly in their town. But then, because their ports are closed and they refuse to accept refugees, had to be towed for 2 hours in the freezing cold to a town that has been so supportive. It's amazing. At huge risk to the refugees and to the rescuers as well, having to move people like that.
No, we've seen the boats in Scala, you know, when they come in because of this towing. They're towing from here when there's a port 10 minutes away, and the people here won't allow it, and they have to tow 2 hours in the cold. I mean, basically, you know, lucky we never lost anyone. No one died, you know, but I've seen them get off the boat when they've been out there an extra 2 hours, and I've seen, you know, we've had to try to revive people and stuff, and we've done it. But there was no need for it. You know, there is no tourists in these towns in the winter, and especially in one port, it's outside the town, and it's a big port, it's a Schengen port. People could have come in quite easy. We could have had doctors and everything waiting there very quickly, and we could have solved the problem. But no, these people insist it doesn't happen. But now they want to take the benefits. They want to take the benefits. You know, but the thing that gets me now is, like, I know I've been speaking to a guy last week, and he said, you know, he's been threatened because he's had volunteers in his studios, and that and these people are threatening him. But now, because there's 100 volunteers coming to do a reunion, you know, their hotels are open for them, you know, so they can take all the money and have all the thing, you know. And the hatred coming from some of these people from these hotels, and that has been incredible. And you know, now their arms are open, and guaranteed when the volunteers go, these people will go back around the other way, and they'll be saying they don't want volunteers, and
they'll accept ex-volunteers, but they won't accept active volunteers. So if I've got trying to find a room for someone who's actually helping and trying to stop the lives being lost at sea, they can't have a room because they're working with smugglers apparently, and they're attracting refugees. But the ex-volunteers, it's fine to take their money, even though when they were here, they were also intimidated. It beggars belief that anyone can be that two-faced, to be honest.
No, well, we've seen it time and time again. You know, I mean, this is crazy. I mean, the reunion should have been in Scala, or it should have been in Mytilene. It should have been somewhere where people are open their arms. When you think
how incredible Scala and that area have been, how incredible Mytilene has been, and the areas that have also lost tourism a little bit because of this, that haven't reaped any benefits, like Scala Ressos and Sigri and these areas.
Yeah, to put the reunion there would have been great. It'd be completely neutral, and it'd give money to the people there that have lost tourism.
Because they actually lost tourism without actually being part of this. And you know, where Mytilene has actually made money, and Scala Sicamini has made a lot of money with volunteers staying there all winter.
Yeah, I wouldn't say they've made a lot of money, but we've tried and pushed money there because of the big hearts and what they've done.
But at least they've kept going, which is
going
great.
right through, yeah,
and they're still welcoming, even after 2 years of this situation. They're still welcoming people.
What I don't believe, I mean, especially the way we've been attacked as a family, and the way we've had to get rid of our daughter and everything else. We've had to take her out because of this hate, because they want to rape her, they want to murder her, and they want to do this and that to us. And this has been going on over 2 years, and even this week we were attacked, last week we were attacked. We're still getting the same problems over and over again. We don't want you here, Kempson. Get out of this town. Kempson, you're a smuggler. Kempson, you're making all this money and everything else. But the people that are directing this, the people that are coordinating this, at the end of the day, it's them that's made the money. They got involved with NGOs and everything else. I'm not driving around in a brand new car. I still have my old car. I'm still helping any way I can to help the refugees. But then these people are making large sums of money, and they're directing everyone at us and saying it's the Kempsons are smuggling, the Kempsons are doing this, and these people believe them.
Have you not heard the rumours about how much money we've made?
Yeah, I know. We're multi-millionaires, I know. But the point is, what gets these people that are untouchable in this town, that have made contracts and things with NGOs and everything else, it's these people that are shouting they don't want NGOs in the town, they don't want refugees in the town, they want to make the refugees suffer as much as they can. I mean, the latest ones that have been coming out, the journalist come from Germany and said the refugees are burning the houses in the town, in some paper in Germany. And the way we see it ourselves on the internet in 2015, when they were saying that they will not tolerate refugees doing things to women in the town and things like this, and I think this is just disgusting. But you see, there are good people in the town. We know people helped in the town, but what gets up my nose really is these people on top with this hate constantly. In one hand, they're hating and throwing all this shit. The other hand, they're filling their bank accounts and filling their pockets because they can.
But it's sad that so much damage has been done because, as you said, the town has done a lot. Yeah. There is amazing people in the town, and that I would like to believe that they are the majority of the town. I would like to believe.
I really hope they are.
But a lot of them are afraid to speak out because they see.
Yeah, but why did Scala just stand out and help?
Yeah.
Why didn't the people of Molybos just stand out and just push these few people aside and say we can help, we can deal with this, it's a problem, it's a world crisis, But then you have these people on top saying it's the Kempsons that have brought everyone in because they gave them a drink of water.
But don't you see, they're afraid to speak out because they've seen what happens to us, and they know that if everyone turns against them, they won't be able to function as a business in the town or whatever. So they're never going to speak out because they're intimidated as well. They have fear.
So how do you stop this?
I mean, that's their decision, isn't it? It's their relatives, their friends. That you must know it's a tiny town. You can't not know who has done this or who is.
We know who's
I'm talking about the people in the town. They can't not know who's done this.
They know who's doing
But do you know like an example of what's gone on and why I think that? Well, I know why the tourism have dropped is because okay, there's the odd few tourists that wouldn't come because there was refugees here and they didn't want to have to deal with that. But the majority of tourists in 2015 were unbelievably incredible. They were so helpful, so supportive. They gave away their clothes. They bought food for the refugees. I mean, we wouldn't have fed anyone if it wasn't for the tourists in 2015.
Well, we had a couple here last week.
But that was my example, was this Dutch couple that were pretty much here with us every single day of their 10-day holiday, helping on the beach because no one else was there. And they were actually threatened and intimidated while they were here in 2015. And they're people who love this area. They've come back a lot over the years. And last year they couldn't face coming. And this year they have come back because, one, they wanted to visit with us, which was very sweet. And the other was they had a lot of memories and a lot of ghosts that they needed to face up to. But they came back and they stayed in Plamari rather than in Molivos because they couldn't face the people that had intimidated them. And that's just one story of hundreds and hundreds of tourists that were actually threatened.
There were some amazing stories. I mean, there was that one story in August in 2016 where tourists were threatened and everything else, and they wrote to the mayor, they wrote to the authorities here, and even then they were still threatened. And they'd come here for 5 years, one with his 2 children, and he loved the place, and he just couldn't believe the way he was threatened and everything else and intimidated because he was trying to give refugees some water. And you know,
I can understand.
and some of the statements against this guy, you know, he lives in London, you know, and the reaction was he's a Turkish spy. And then when he wrote, he's a lawyer, but when he wrote, you know, to the mayor and everything else, there's people writing to the mayor telling them to destroy all evidence. You know, you can't destroy this evidence. You know, the people saying to me, you have to destroy your videos. You know, these videos is a video diary. You know, I mean, now we have them everywhere. We put them out so they can't be destroyed. We put them in different places and everything else. But the point is, this happened. This wasn't our fault. It happened. We see suffering people and babies and women on beaches, and we went to help, and we still help. And the stuff that's coming against my family is unbelievable. You know, what we've had on Facebook and everything else, and YouTube, and people coming and attacking us, and the viciousness of some of these people. And it's directed by these few people here. Most of it, you know, even someone in London, in England's having the same problem. You know, they were here with these people, and they're attacking me as well. You know, it's just incredible that, you know, why we try to help and everything else, suffering people, and you get all this attacking. And now this town saying that HIT done everything. The NGOs just took the money. Kempson took all the money. You know, I mean, my bank accounts are open. People can look at them. My YouTube, I do not make nothing on. I don't make a penny on it. It's open. I don't make any money from this crisis at all. And I've been told time and time and time again by these awful people, and they're spreading the rumours constantly. I charge for sandwiches. I charge to put people in my car. I charge for this. I charge for that. And the latest one is, because they can't get us on that, they're trying to destroy us another way, to say that we're secretly photographing children and things like this. I mean, it is rubbish. Absolutely rubbish. Yeah. And time again, I'm trying to defend myself. And once I defend my family from one way, they come in and attack me another way. But it's the same people all the time. Now these people want to make money from the crisis. And a lot of them did. This is the sick thing about it. It was them that made the money. They done all the contracts. They done all the land things and the insurance things and everything else with NGOs and everything else. And these people are still spreading rumours about me and my family. And still threatening me and my family. You know, I think that is what's disgusting. Absolutely unbelievable. Yeah. It's just, and I don't know how you get these people, because I think it's going to come to the stage one day when this whole lot will go to court. Everything we have will go to court, and then we really see what this town is all about. These people that have destroyed this town. They keep saying it's me, but it's them. And all the evidence I have, all the tape recordings I have, everything I have, I mean, one day it's going to come out. All the screenshots I have. It maybe, I mean, the town even threatened to take me to court. And I said, please do, because I want you to take me to court. The only reason I'm not taking this town to court is I do not have the finances. It won't be the town I take to court. It's that certain individuals in the town that have caused this I will take to court. Yeah. So, but I don't have the finances to do it. So, you know, if this town really believes it's me that's done all this damage and everything else, they threatened me once, please do. Please take me to court. Get a lawyer on top of me, take me to court. Let's have the lot out in court, and let's see what really happened here. And let's have the truth out in court, and let's get it over and done with once and for all. Yeah. If not, stop the threats against my family, stop the threats against the NGO. Accept this. This is a world crisis. This has got nothing to do with individuals. You know, just accept it and get on with your bloody lives, you know. It's just... Okay, right, I'm going to finish that because, you know, things do upset me, and people know I'm passionate about what I do and everything else. You know, my whole life has been destroyed, my business has been destroyed, my family, you know, we're a very close family. I've had to send my daughter away because of threats against her and everything else. You know, sorry about this. I do agree there should be reunions and things, but I think, you know, people need to use their common sense. And I think it's about time we started giving the money from NGOs and everything else to good people. You know, put it into Scala Sycamina, put it into Mytilene, put it into places that really got hit badly, and they're not making any money, and they wasn't even affected by this situation. You know, the scary thing is what I'm really worried about now, because of the growing of what's happening in these two towns now. You know, the Petra done very, very well, but then a few people in there started screaming and shouting, and then it went over the top. What I'm worried about now, if Erdogan opens those borders up again, you know, what could happen here could destroy these towns for 20 years, 40 years. You know, if the town has its way and destroys all the NGOs out here, which the last few weeks, all the intimidations going on against the NGOs and everything else, and it comes again, these beaches will fill up with bodies, and believe me, that's the town finished. You know, believe me, the damage to the island would be incredible. When these, you know, we had an accident last week, 16 bodies found out here. You know, but the thing is, it's all cleaned up and done by the NGOs and the teams out here and the Greek Coast Guard and all the fantastic people that realise this situation needs to be solved. We need to deal with it, you know, not threaten people and not try to make money out of it. We need to deal with it and get it over and done with. Yeah? But if this town wants all the NGOs and everything else, and they want Kempson, what we've been told, 2 roads out, take it, Kempson, and everything else. If there's no one out here and the Erdogan opens it up, God help us, because these beaches right the way around Molivos and Petra are full, absolutely full. Yeah. And we've tried and helped and helped and helped. We'd said camping from the beginning and we were told no. We said this area from the beginning, no. We said we'd do it this way, no. The town wanted them outside the town and everything else. The people, these few people done all this damage. Yeah? These few people, and they're still doing it. And now they want to fill more money in their bank accounts and everything else. This is wrong. Absolutely wrong. Yeah. Okay, that's it. I'm going to shut this one down. Thanks, Philippa. That was a lovely piece you brought this morning.
Thanks, everyone.
Yeah, thanks a lot, everyone. All the best. Bye.